Oh, my name's Fox Nine. So digging Evan Fox, and wanted to do this review because one, this show was one of my favorite shows that was on Sci-Fi, and well, this show along with Warehouse 13, Eureka, and Sanctuary, which now all of them are gone. But this was one of my favorites, and I would have so liked that they continued it, if not in this series, like another one, because you still have the whole other worlds. But this is the review of the series Haven, which I love this series. And if you don't know what it's about, it's based off of, it's loosely based apparently off of a Stephen King book, where a woman goes to FBI agent goes to Maine. She runs into this guy who can't feel. And then they find out that there's a lot of things going around in this town where a lot of the families are cursed, and a lot of these curses can be from like the guy who can't feel to the ability to summon storms because of being distressed. If you're scared, you could phase through things, and etc. And it's basically the whole few seasons are all about Nathan, the cop that this woman ran in with. Also, apparently that this woman's quote-unquote mother was in Haven beforehand, and she never knew her mother. And also, they're trying to figure out who killed the Colorado kid, who was an old case back in I think like in the 50s or something. I believe it was 28 years before, I believe, or 23 years before. And back then, when the Colorado kid died, all of the people's curses disappeared for 23 years or something, and then came back. And throughout the series, you're trying to figure out who this woman is, and when they do find out who this woman is, they keep on going. And there's a spoilers for the show, but I would definitely say check it out. I think they have like almost all the seasons on freaking Netflix. At least the last time I checked on there for it. But it is a pretty fun sci-fi series. You have all these things that are going on. There's emotions, there's drama, there's a pretty good love connection, I think, between Audrey and Nathan. Also, not to mention, you can kind of draw some parallels between Haven and the show Once Upon a Time, with a blonde with a mysterious past, goes to Maine to a fishing town, which is a fishing town, and gets roped into a lot of crazy supernatural things. Also, have to do with her son, and also a lot of many other things too. So yeah, there's a lot of comparisons you could do. Although Haven, I believe, was on before Once Upon a Time, but the show I extremely like. You have many twists and turns. You have many different things that's going on. Like, it's a really good show. I extremely like it, and I will have to spoil one thing because only for the last few episodes. And this might spoil, I think, like the first 2 to 3 seasons. So spoilers, but it turns out Audrey, actually 4 seasons. Turns out Audrey is a being that reappears every 23 years along with this barn, and whenever she goes back into this barn, she disappears for 23 years and then comes back again with another person's personality and persona. These personas taken from other people, though those other personas are still out there somewhere in the world. So, in a sense, she is not her original self, but she is still her in a sense. And the version that we always follow is Audrey Parker, which I extremely like. I like the last season, especially since spoilers for the last season. Also, William Shatner is in it, which awesome, because I'm just like, that's freaking cool. And again, these are spoilers for it. If you have not seen the show yet, I highly suggest you go stop this review now and go check it out for yourselves. I'll probably put that in the description so that way people like, or if I put spoilers for it. But yeah, but William Shatner is her father, who is basically a quote unquote he is what is called the Devil of the Void, basically, where he has, or the Void is basically a point between this world and the world of Stephen King land, or I think the same world that Audrey and her father and her mother and all of them are from. I think is the same place where the clown thing is from, along with a few other things, if I remember correctly. I think they all come from that world, because Stephen King is kind of a Cthulhu type story, but yeah. But yeah, like, they come from that world, and this season, like, one, I love the entire series. I love it. It has some fun moments. It's majority a mystery type thing. Like, they're wondering. Usually, it's also kind of monster based, so it's kind of similar to Doctor Who-ish in a sense, where each week you have a different trouble, the curse, a different trouble that appears, and the main characters have to deal with it. Usually, ending with many things, where you have a giant snow globe city to. Again, like the other ones I have mentioned and many others. Then you also have like the main story with like a killer going around and stuff like that. It's similar to Doctor Who, where you have a different quote-unquote monster, but this one would be quote-unquote curse every other week, similar to Doctor Who, Supernatural. I should watch Sherlock. I'm not quite sure, because apparently Sherlock is very good. But, and also same guy who does Doctor Who, I believe, does Sherlock. But, yeah, it seems like it is a pretty awesome show. And again, it has its funny moments and everything, and there's a whole bunch of seasons that you definitely go check it out. I'm trying to think. Well, one, they have this fishing village that they're in, like, hey, like they actually like kind of like Once Upon a Time, where they have a fishing village that they basically, where the fishing village is like, sure, you can record here, why not? So they have big areas, stuff like that. They use CGI every once in a while, not really for places, unlike Sanctuary, where they had like CGI rooms a lot of the time, and you could tell. But either way, I still like the show. It's pretty fun seeing the curses, seeing the stories, and everything aligning. And what I want to bring up was the ending for the series, well, the final season is based around Audrey and Nathan and everyone. Duke, who's like a werewolf, he's basically kind of like, his powers are kind of werewolfish, where he's more feral. He has hunter-based abilities, but he hunts down the people with curses, and if he kills one of them, he can absorb the power, and the whole family line, because the curses pass through families, the whole family line of curses will disappear completely. And he'll absorb those curses. This entire season, was pretty good. The last few episodes, the whole season was pretty good. You have drama, you have all these things. You have where one of the main characters, daughters comes back, but as a copy that Croatoan or William Shatner created for him, so he can try to say, if you give me this one item, I'll let you keep your daughter. Which it's an exact copy, and it's pretty good. And like, there's a lot of, and at least this season they have a lot of things like, is the daughter really? Is she not? And later on, Croatoan tricks Nathan into going away with a fake Audrey, because Audrey and Nathan kind of have, you see the giant romance that they have as the story progresses, the connection, like the love that they're having and stuff. You see, like, they love each other, and with this copy, which, again, like I said, Audrey's like personality and persona and everything is all basically another person. So when they have her with all these, so when they have Nathan with the fake Audrey, I'm just thinking, technically, so Audrey's also a fake Audrey. And that's just the thing. I'm just thinking, like, that's a little bit that I'm just like, But as story progresses, it's really good. I don't want to go much into the other seasons right now, but I just extremely love the series. I love I love the curses and stuff like that. I love the characters Duke, Nathan, Audrey. But again, I keep going off topic, different tangents. But I like William Shatner in this one. But it's pretty good, especially this last season where you have a lot of like Crotone saying that he loves his daughter and stuff like that, and he wants his daughter back, and he's trying to get her to join him. Which honestly, I kind of wanted to, which I was thinking like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he probably does love her in some way, but it just stinks seeing like, oh, it kind of just stinks seeing that like, oh, it's kind of sad, especially since you'd pretty much guess that she's not going to go with him, especially with all the terrible things he does in the season. But I did like a lot. I did like a lot of it though. It was pretty fun. I did like it, and like again, the whole thing where like, oh, she's not the real Audrey, stuff like that. And in the ending, where and even in the end, I probably won't spoil it because I sorry spoiled a whole bunch now that I think about it. But the ending ends. Okay, I'll spoil it. So spoiler alerts again. If you haven't seen the show, definitely go watch it. If you have seen the show, okay. But and if you haven't seen the final ending, then I have to say go watch that before you finish this. But the ending ends with, well, one, if you watch the show, you know that in the barn, in the end, they have to trap Croatoan, and to do this, they need to create this thing called a barn, which will, seal the evil. Will take away all of the curses along with Croatoan, and stop the curse forever. But the person who does this needs to have ether, the black goo that's like combined, that creates the curses, needs to use that and deliberately create the barn. Cannot be tricked into doing it. They have to do it willingly. Well, it turns out, Croatoan can't do it because also you need love. You need strong love to bind everything together. Maybe it's a little sappy, but I liked it. You need love to bind it all together. And Audrey tells Nathan, because Nathan comes back, tells Nathan that she's sorry, to tell him to move on and everything. And before that, she says that they have to take the ether. And before all this happens, before Nathan comes in and everything, Audrey starts saying she'll absorb the ether and everything, if only to take the curse away from Haven. And I'm just thinking, and then she said that she'll go with Croatoan. I'm just thinking, I'm just thinking, I thought she was going to absorb the ether and use that to trap Croatoan in there because she'll willingly do it. But then, and at the end, I thought, then after, like, she breaks, Nathan comes back and everything, I'm like, oh, no, that's not going to happen. But then it turns out it does happen at the end, which then I'm thinking, which I kind of wanted, like, Nathan to come in possibly at the end when everything's about to change, when the barn's about to be created, or when they're about to disappear or leave or something, or like if the barn's about to be created, and Nathan has the quote-unquote fake Audrey with him. I would say, then Audrey goes, take her with you, or something like that, she is me or something, and then just go on with then have the barn sucked up, and then boom, Nathan has Audrey, maybe not the same one, but but no, it doesn't take that route. But the barn is created, they say their goodbyes, and Nathan says that he'll always remember her no matter what. He leaves, barn is created, new barn is created, done. And I do like, but I kind of did like the ending also, though it is still kind of, it's not really like, because some people say like, oh, boo, 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 like something like, if you don't know the ending, like it kind of not a rehash, but it's kind of redone of the first episode, which I kind of liked, where a woman crashes her car and Nathan goes to check the car out, but when he checks this time, it's Audrey again, but as another person, and she has her son, which would then be Nathan's son. And then this Audrey, who takes on a different name, she doesn't remember Nathan or whatsoever, but it's somewhat similar to where he tries to fix her car, and he says, nope, it's not working. and he walks up to the door, and same way in the first episode where she accidentally closed the door on his hand, but he doesn't feel it. She does it to him. He's like, ah, dang it! And it tells it hurts. And it was kind of nice, even though it is kind of nice. And like you go back to the barn view from where William Shatner and Vince are talking. He's saying, "Are you sure she couldn't go back as Audrey Parker?" And Vince goes, "No, she knew she couldn't go back as that, but she knew whatever form she took, she would always fall back in love with Nathan again, and no matter what." And then the series, they drive off, and that's the end of that's the end of the series. Which I'll say, people could probably say that's a cop out or something, like, oh, boo, she didn't sacrifice herself or something, boo, or something like that, or like the whole thing, like, oh, it's a dream, or something like something like kind of something like that, like, or it feels kind of like a cop out. This I didn't really feel like it was a cop out. Although I would have kind of liked the whole thing with if like the fake Audrey stood with Nathan, because she was exact copy, if only for like some small differences, I'm assuming. But she was an exact copy, and I would have liked if like Audrey would have probably made the copy and like saying, and Nathan would say, "I want the real you" or something, and she says, "I'm not even the real me," because she has the personality and even the name of the FBI agent Audrey Parker. That's why I'm just like you can still say that that's actually Audrey. And even at the end with I forget his name, Sasquatch, the wrestler, with his daughter, he freaking says, Duke tells him, which Duke's a Force ghost. Duke tells him, as long as you believe that his daughter's real, that she won't disappear when the troubles disappear. And in the end, she's still there, which I liked. Sorry about that, but like I would have kind of liked that if it was the clone, because even the clone thought like, well, your love is in there, and that she even says that she loves him, which I guess could be a testament to that. No matter which version of her it is, she'll always love Nathan. But I did like that was kind of nice though. Like, it's kind of dark in a sense that, yeah, she's back, but she doesn't remember everything that happened. All the seasons of this show, all the years she spent with Nathan and everything, all of that did not happen to her, which kind of sucks. Because I don't even think she remembers any of her other overlays. Quote-unquote overlays, the other personalities that she has taken over. So it just, to me, that kind of sucks, knowing like, fudge, the Audrey we knew is somewhat dead. It's kind of similar. Well, no, it's kind of similar, but not really. It's kind of similar to, if I want to make it'd be somewhat of a similar comparison. It's somewhat similar to the Doctor in Doctor Who, though the Doctor remembers all his past personalities and everything. Which actually, Audrey is a lot like the Doctor. She came in a certain box, which would be the barn, which is extremely bigger on the inside, that can also travel through time, and every once in a while she could quote unquote regenerate or transform, gain a new personality and everything through it. Though she doesn't change her appearance that much, like maybe her hair changes or something, but she changes personalities and everything, which, yeah, like I'll say, yeah, that's probably a very good comparison. Audrey is like a female Doctor, but though she really can't drive the barn, or I think she probably can now, or probably could, but and also that the barn is alive, like the TARDIS. There's a lot of things apparently that this could be compared to, like Doctor Who, but Audrey Parker. But yeah, like, it's just kind of sad. Like, yeah, Audrey. It's kind of like seeing like the 10th, like seeing the 9th Doctor regenerate or the 10th Doctor regenerate. Like, I don't want to go, but they still quote unquote have to leave. but at least in the end, it's still them. There's still that one part of them. I have a wrench here for some reason. There's still that one part of them in them that's kind of there, and that's like the love for Nathan that will transcend any transformation she goes through it. And now they have her son, which named him James, which I'm not quite sure if she was possibly then pregnant with. No. Maybe? No. I'm trying to think. Because James, their son, spoiler alerts for the earlier season, the Colorado Kid was Nathan and Audrey's son, because Nathan go traveling back in time in one episode, which is kind of cool. But Nathan... But I can't remember if the son's name was James. Because if it was James... Hold on, wait a second. Due to being Nathan's son, formerly. Relationships. Sarah Vernon, Lucy Ripley, Audrey Parker. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So James is back, but as an infant. So that means reincarnation, I guess you could say. But... Okay, yeah, but it's nice. It's sad in a sense, same way as if you watch the doctors die, quote unquote die, or regenerate. You know the doctor doesn't die, but you know the doctor that he was is not there. Well, the underlying of the doctor is still there, but the personality that you saw is gone. That persona or that personality is gone. Now it is this new personality, this new persona. Which I like that it's dark. It's dark in that sense where you feel sad, but it's also kind of happy where the character is still alive, the character is still moving. Audrey and Nathan are gonna have a quote unquote happily ever after, which I like. That's a nice little ending. I already spoiled a lot, but you know what? I won't spoil any much more. If you guys want to go check it out for yourself, go check it out for yourselves. Have fun with the series. It's pretty good. Check out Sanctuary also, along with Eureka. I gotta start recording 12 Monkeys. That's one of the new shows. It's a pretty good show. I like it. 12 Monkeys. I don't know what else. I don't know what other new sci-fi shows are there. I know Lost Girl stopped, but I stopped watching that like after the first season. But yeah, check it out for yourselves. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Hopefully we get some new stories coming out. Possibly, I would like if more Stephen King books became shows. If loosely based or not, I would have to read the books. I definitely want to read the book Colorado Kid to see the differences, because I'm pretty sure there's a ton of them, especially since one of them I think is that it's in the 1950s. But I definitely want to check it out. I think it'd be kind of cool if like they did like the Gunslinger, because apparently that's a very good series that that Stephen King book. I would actually like if they created an expanded universe of the Stephen King books on sci-fi, because it would be kind of cool later on down the line. Like you could have the characters, because they're all in the same universe, Stephen King, but or it's at least alluded to. But you can have and that's like Shawshank Redemption, everything too. Like they talked about that in other ones, but you can have another series and like you could have allusions like, oh yes, the ether or something once rained down in a town called Haven, or something like that. I think it'd be kind of cool. Like then you could just like you could add little Easter eggs, little connections, other things. You could probably even have Audrey and Nathan appear again in another one, or the barn. But yeah, I thought it's a cool series. I say definitely check it out for yourselves. But either way, thank you everyone for watching. Please check out all my other videos, and we will see you later.